Okay, I think we're ready to go. Let me, for the record, this is P-41207 in the estate of Edna, Cora, Tijerina. I guess make your announcement, Ms. Almaguer.
Yes, yes, this is Sharon Almaguer. I am attorney for the applicant Betsaida Rodriguez. She's with us. She is seeking to have her mother's will probated as a muniment of title. This is an uncontested matter.
Okay. All right, if you call your first witness, please.
You want to swear her in, Judge?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'd like to call Betsaida Rodriguez to the stand.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, good afternoon. I'll ask you to raise your right hand. Will you swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Ms. Rodriguez, can you state your name for the record?
Betsaida Rodriguez.
And that's Betsaida Rodriguez. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you're a resident of McAllen, Texas. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you are the daughter of the decedent Edna Cora Tijerina. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And your mother died on October 25th, 2021 in Edinburgh, Hidalgo County, Texas at the age of 73 years of age. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And at the time of her death, she was a resident of and had a fixed place of domicile in Far Hidalgo County, Texas. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And 4 years have not passed since the date of her death. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And also at the time of her death, she owned property in this county in excess of $10,000. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And your mother left a will that we have filed with the court. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you gave me the original of that will to file with the court. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And so far as you know, that will was never revoked or amended. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And that will was prepared by Joanne Garcia, who's now our probate court judge. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And the date on that will is April 25th, 2013. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you are familiar with the will and with your mother's handwriting on that will. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And those are her initials that appear on all of the pages of the will up until the time that she signs it. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And then it is signed by her with a self-proving affidavit, and it is witnessed by Joanne Garcia and by Bessie Maria Ramirez. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And your mother was not married at the date that this will was executed. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And from the time of this will to the time of her death, she was not married at any time. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. There were no children born to or adopted by your mother after the date of the will. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And the will states that her only children are yourself and your brother. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And there is no state or governmental agency or charitable organization named in the will as a devisee. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you are familiar with the financial affairs of your mother. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And to the best of your knowledge and belief, there are no unpaid debts owing by her estate, exclusive of any debt that might be secured by real estate. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And so far as you know, at this time, there is no necessity for an administration of her estate. Is that correct?
That's correct.
You're simply seeking to have this will probated so that the property can be divided between you and your brother. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And your mother was never at any time on Medicaid. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And so there is no Medicaid estate recovery program claim against this estate. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Your Honor, I have no further questions. I'd ask the court to take judicial notice of the contents of the file, the citation on file, the original will on file, and to sign an order admitting the will to probate as a muniment of title.
Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, first, I want to express my sympathy to you for your mom's passing. Please extend them to your brother. Everything is in order, Mrs. Rodriguez. Ms. Almaguer, I checked the court's file. There's no proposed order in the file.
Oh, it was filed. Yes, it was. Yeah, there was an order. It was filed back when I originally filed the application, and that would have been on December 13th of 2021.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I'll go back and look for it. I guess I missed it. If it was, maybe I missed it because it was filed so early.
Yeah, it's with the initial
it-
set of filings on the docket sheet, Your Honor.
Tell me the date. Did you file it again?
Yes, it was filed on December 13th, 2021,
Okay,
which,
All right.
which was the same, it was in the same envelope and filing as the application and
application.
a copy of the will. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, everything seems to be in order, Mrs. Rodriguez. I'll sign the order as soon as I can get my hands on it. If it's in the file, I can print it and I'll sign it and forward it to the clerk for filing in the court's record, Ms. Almaguer, and I'll send you a copy of all that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, nice to meet you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Roland, thank you for helping us. It's a very short process, but if we don't get this done, the will has no effect, so we'll try to do it short and sweet.
Okay.
Okay, you all have a nice day.
Thank you, Your
You
Honor.
too. Thank you.
Recess.
Judge,
Yes, Mom.
okay, because that first email, I had two different Zoom meetings, so the Ramiro Guerra's not gonna go.
Okay, well, we're leaving, Judge.
Okay.
Thank
Oh,
you,
okay.
Your Honor.
All right, thanks. Let me cut